Hey everybody, it's Rolly. So today is day 14 of our Soulful Journey challenge. And so I am really excited about the people who've been joining me on this journey. We are almost halfway into this challenge. And so today is one of those topics. So it's detoxifying the mindset. And what I mean by that is the challenges that we have sometimes of the things that we tell ourselves or the stories that we tell ourselves and the things that just continuously come back and play in our mind. And so we are all guilty of it. We all have these recurring thought patterns that just keep coming back and challenging our what it is that's going on. And so it's really important for us to be able to stop those thought patterns. And so one of the things that we often tell ourselves is that we're not enough. And the reason why I'm starting with that one specifically is because we just had a session just about half an hour ago that we just finished up. And one of the people in the group, one of the women in the group actually had listed as part of their mantra, as part of their thought pattern of what it is that they wanted to like really bring forward into their patterns is I am enough. Because a lot of times we don't think that we're enough. A lot of times that we don't think that we're good enough. We don't think that we are strong enough. We don't think that we have the ability to do any of the things that we've been doing. But yet we are still here and we are still surviving and we are still going through all of those patterns. And so being able to stop that pattern of I am not enough is one of the ways that we can work on detoxifying that mindset. So being able to challenge it. And so earlier on this month, we talked about like perfectionism and like needing to have everything perfect and worrying about what other people are going to think. And sometimes we just worry about everything. And I know that I am that chronic worrier. I worry about everybody. I worry about everything. I have learned over the years to be able to take a step back and not let it consume me. But it doesn't mean that it doesn't happen from time to time. It doesn't matter that my kids, it doesn't matter, right? So, like when there's something going on with my kids or my grandchildren, it's like I need to know that they're okay because if not, I am going to worry. And so there's different things that we can do to try and to minimize some of those things, like making sure that like if it's a stormy weather and they're out on the road, that they're going to check in with you, make sure that they're home safe. And my son who drives transport, that's one of the things that he's really good for is that he generally lets me know if he's going to be staying overnight because he can't get through or that he's delayed. And I'm very thankful for that because then at least it stops that worrying. But there are some things that I just kind of worry about everything. And so just being able to challenge some of those things that I'm worrying about will allow those patterns to be able to change. So there's some things that we can kind of put in place that can allow the worrying not to be so intense. Whereas other things, it's like challenging that, like, is it really true? And so that's part of that cognitive restructuring that I do often. So I have a program that we actually do 6 weeks of cognitive restructuring. We actually work through the plan and we work it through and we challenge all of these steps and we do it step by step. It's 6 weeks for a reason because we really kind of take it down and break it through the processes. And I have clients that have gone through that and they come back and they're like, yeah, I'm listening to it again, or I'm reading the worksheets again, or I'm working through that process again, and whatever it is, because oftentimes it's something that we need to continuously do. It's not something that's just going to go away. And being able to stop and challenge these thought patterns. And so some of these things are like, so when we have these beliefs of things that are like not true, sometimes it's like black and white thinking and that it's not really necessarily the facts. And so it's called cognitive distortion. So it's like, that's the clinical term of what it is, and being able to, but it's basically, it's that black and white thinking, or it's all or nothing, or those are the types of things that actually happen. And so being able to do what's called thought stopping, of like stopping it in its tracks, saying like, that's not necessarily true, or what evidence do I have to support that, right? So like, there's always, there's a, yeah, that's the all or nothing. So there's, that always happens to me. Okay, so um what's your proof that that's true? And being able to like, and most of the time it's because it's not necessarily happening, it's necessarily going through that piece of things. And so, sorry, I'm distracted because for whatever reason, our car alarm keeps going off. I'm not sure what it is that's going on, but like, this is several times now that it keeps going off, and we're all in the house. So I'm not sure what my husband's doing with the keys, but apparently, um, and so, but it's this, part of things that we have to be able to like stop those thoughts, being able to say that it's not what it is that's true. And that's one of the ways that we work through that, detoxifying that mindset. And one of the other things that I find really helpful is not getting involved with somebody who is supposed to be a supporter that helps feed all that negative. Yeah, I know. And I know, and this happens and that happens. And it's like, hey, that's not the type of person that you want to be able to get that support from. You need people in your life that are going to be able to say, hey, is that really true, or is that not true? Right. So like, being able to have these ways of being able to do this. And the other part of it that is really important for us to be able to remember is it's an ongoing practice. So I'm 53. It has taken me a while to get to this level, and sometimes I can run through quite smoothly, everything's good and it's not a big deal. And then other times it's like, hey, like, I don't know where things are coming from, and I'm really struggling with my thought patterns today. And so being able to reach out to people that can support me is really helpful. But also the other part of it is being able to take a look at, okay, what am I doing differently? What's going on? Am I getting enough sleep? Am I exercising enough? Am I sleeping enough? What are some of the things that are going on that way? So one of the things that I've put together for this particular actionable takeaway is a toxic log thought, or a toxic thought log, and to be able to identify, challenge, and reframe our negative thinking patterns. So if you're interested in being able to have a copy of that, then shoot me a message and we will get that off to you. So info@rolialair.ca, and we'll be able to get these workbooks to you, or worksheets together, or to you, and being able to get that out there. So again, like, even just being able to come on and talk, I'm like stumbling over my words, and it's like, okay, so like, and so I can actually get into those thought patterns of like, oh my God, people are going to think that I'm crazy. Maybe people do think that I'm crazy, but I have learned to be able to say, oh, well, it's not a big deal. That's just who I am. And if you meet me on the street, then like, I'm the person who my kids say to me, okay, yeah. You want me to put the clothes in the dishwasher? Yeah, okay, mom. Right. So, and it's just whatever. And it's not a big deal. Sometimes I stumble on my words. My brain works faster than my mouth sometimes. But that's just who I am. And it's really not that big a deal. Right. So, yeah, so that's where things are at for today. And that's what I wanted to share. And I will be back on tomorrow, and we will chat soon. Bye for now.